Hello, guys. David Vos here. Wow, what a beautiful day. Oh, my goodness. I'm not kidding you, man. This has been a day. Oh, howdy. And I'm grateful. A lot of answered prayers and, well, just a wonderful day. Oh, my goodness. Where to begin, guys? I hope you're having a wonderful day where you are.
So she's like, whatever. So she walks over to the dairy counter where, the cheese is and all that. No eggs, no milk, all removed off the shelf. So she's like, nah. She found somebody. She's like, get me a manager out here. A manager came out, and my daughter's like, what's going on? Like, he wouldn't let me buy hamburger meat. I need to get milk. I need to get eggs. And he's like, we received a memo this morning at our morning meeting, and we were told to remove all. So she's like, whatever. So she walks over to the dairy counter where, the cheese is and all that. No eggs, no milk, all removed off the shelf.
So some lady was saying that her daughter went into the store, Walmart, and they were removing all the meat. And they wouldn't let her have any, even though they were, it was on the shelf, but they were removing it. And she went to get some, and they said they couldn't sell it to her. And then she went and looked at the dairy and the eggs and juices or whatever, and all this stuff was being removed. And so she wanted to see a manager, she said. The manager came out and said that they didn't know why, but they were told just to remove it, and they weren't told why. And then the lady was saying that other people had been mentioning this, and I looked it up on, the Goggle Brothers, AI, and so forth, and they said, no, they're not removing it, but what they're doing is changing their policies, and they're going to be doing healthier sources. I'm like, healthier? What? Like, oh, all the beef's going to be grass-fed, organic, and, it's going to be, maybe Trump's getting old Robert Kennedy in gear, and they're going to start allowing us to eat good food, but I don't know how they would do that immediately. You'd have to get all the farmers to start producing, grass-fed cows and organic and no more medications and all the stuff's going on. I don't even know how they would do it. But I kept looking, and it kept saying, no, they're not removing it, but no, not completely, but readjusting their policies and maybe changing the kinds of meat that they're going to give you. Well, that's a pretty big deal if all we're going to have available at Walmart now is plant-based. In other words, I guess meat that was made in a laboratory or something with fungi. Is that what a plant-based is? So here's what it said. I just looked it up again. And they said, why is meat and dairy being removed from Walmart? Walmart is not removing all meat and dairy, but it is adjusting its inventory to reflect shifting consumer demand for plant-based alternatives, driven by health and environment concerns. The perceived removal is often due to temporary events such as store remodels or maintenance or simply a strategic relocation of shelf space. Shifting consumer demand. See, if this was a flat out no, they're not removing meat and dairy, they would just say, no, that's not true. It's a big hoax. It's a lie. Move on. But they are trying to explain it by saying shifting consumer demand. And I don't believe this for a minute. I think if you go to Safeway lately or Albertsons, all of it, everything in there is organic. But so I don't believe that the consumer is demanding fake meat and fake dairy and fake, remember back in the 60s, we went through that with margarine. I can't even believe anyone would buy margarine anymore. It is so evil and nasty and wicked and will harm your body. It's a poison, along with all the hydrogenated oils. I can't believe you got to go to a special store. Like the dollar store doesn't have natural peanut butter. So I can't go to a dollar store because I've really got to go someplace where it's organic or something. So you can't tell me that the consumers demanding fake, genetically modified crap But that's what they're saying. It's an outright lie. And that's funny because, like we just said, Trump just put in his man to clean up the health industry, or, the Secretary of Health, Robert Kennedy Jr. He's supposed to be making things better. This doesn't sound like it's better at all. But this says the popularity of plant based diets and meat dairy alternatives is increasing. I don't believe that. As a result, Walmart is giving more shelf space to products like oat milk, plant based burgers, which may mean less space for traditional products. I really don't believe this. This is really, 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 really suspicious. Health conscious consumers, a growing number of consumers are reducing their meat and dairy intake due to concerns about saturated fat. Oh, and if that's true, they're being completely brainwashed, like some kind of mesmerism from the government, because saturated fat is not bad for you, or cholesterol, and links to diseases like heart disease and cancer. This is so evil that people are buying into this, if it's true, but I don't think they are. Inventory and forecasting. To meet these changing demands, Walmart uses sales data and consumer insights to manage its inventory. Oh, yeah, which means that they just go in and take all the meat off the shelves and throw it away, Yeah, thousands and thousands of dollars. Thousands and thousands of dollars of meat, dairy, just thrown away because, they're changing their policy right in the middle of an order, right? This doesn't make any sense. It's all lies. It can sometimes lead to temporary stock imbalances or visible shifts in product availability. Temporary issues. Sometimes a lack of meat or dairy on the shelves is due to a temporary situation, like a store remodel or yeah, sometimes, but that's not what we're asking, idiots. Misinformation. Some claims that Walmart is removing meat due to political reasons or other conspiracies that are false and based on isolated incidents or misinformation. I don't think that's false. I think it's a policy from Trump, who is taking over all aspects of government down to the retail. I guarantee it. Huh. Oh, look at this one. This is on X. Somebody called the Outlaw says, why is Walmart removing all the meat and dairy from their shelves? Based on the information currently available up to October the 8th, 2024, so this has been going on over a year, Walmart's actions regarding the removal of meat and dairy from shelves appear to be multifaceted, involving several plausible reasons. Oh, but nobody really knows. It's another conspiracy theory. Number one, stock management and safety. Some posts on X, formerly Twitter, suggest that Walmart might be facing logistical issues such as insufficient storage capacity or power outages or this is insane. Really? The number one retail store in America, I think it is, and probably the number one grocery outlet, is having spoiling issues, and they can't afford to buy coolers to put their meat and dairy in. I don't think so. I mean, this has been going on for years. We've had no problems. And all of a sudden, bammo, we've got excuses and removing meat. So they're removing meat and dairy from the shelves to prevent the selling of spoiled goods. I just don't believe it. Health and safety concerns. There have been mentions of Listeria outbreak linked to specific cheese and deli meat products, which could prompt Walmart to take proactive measures or something. I don't think so. Supply chain disruptions. Generally, supply chain issues, as seen in past reports, could affect the availability of various products, including meat and dairy. I don't buy it. Public speculation and misinformation. Well, if it's misinformation, why are we talking about it? Like, why not just ignore it? It's just a bunch of lies. You're just promoting the propaganda if you're going to constantly have articles all over the place. So, like it says, these theories lack substantiation from Walmart or official health warning directly linking these events to removal of meat and dairy. Short-term Stock rotation? I don't believe it. Given the information, while there's no singular confirmed reason, directly from Walmart for removing meat and dairy from shelves across the board as of the latest updates, the most plausible explanation based on available data include logistical failures or power outages. Yeah, I just don't believe that.
So yeah, it's been a couple of days since we've heard about Walmart removing dairy and meat from the shelves, like completely gone, right? And we haven't had an official press release or explanation as to why. Now, this is for educational and entertainment purposes only, so what I'm about to say should not be taken as factual. This is an opinion, not misinformation. But I did see something that came across the internet where Walmart had to settle with a retailer, or a retailer had to settle with Walmart for overpricing the dairy and the meat products, right? So, I mean, from a financial standpoint, I guess that could make sense because then you have to sell it back, right? You got to get your money back. Somebody got to get their money back. However, if that was the case, that would be an easy thing to say, right? So, I mean, and if it was contaminated, this meat, that would also be another easy explanation for the public to understand. Because then you're looking out for their health and their welfare, right?
So I was right. Walmarts around the world are starting to clear meat and dairy off their shelves, and I'm curious as to why they're starting to do this. Now, they're not doing it every state, don't get me wrong, but I've seen multiple people on TikTok talk about how they go to the store to get their ground beef and they don't have it, or they go to the store to get their milk and eggs and they're all cleared out. Now, granted, people say it's because states are having snowstorms, but some people are saying that their state doesn't even have snow. This lady talked about how she went to get ground beef and they were taking it to the back, and she asked the manager why, because it was the manager taking it back, and he said, I don't know. And so she went into another Walmart and she went to go get her milk and eggs, and they were taking it to the back, or it just wasn't there at all. So she asked to speak to a manager, and she asked why.
Why is Walmart removing all the meat and dairy off their shelves? I have a friend that works in a Walmart and was told that they got a memo without reasoning.
I don't know what the deal is about people.
This is what happens when they call for one single flake of snow.
You guys, there are no eggs at the grocery store. I just talked to the grocery store attendant, and she said that there haven't been a shipment of eggs in 1 week. I beg, go. This country is about to do something crazy.
First, we run out of eggs, and we still got chickens. Next, we run out of milk. And hell, last time I checked, we still got cows. What is really going on? Y'all, make it make sense.
America, products from Walmart, Aldi, Trader Joe's are now part of the big meat and chicken Listeria recall. It's not looking good. So if you didn't know, there was a recall of almost 10 million pounds of meat, chicken, and turkey products. So on Thursday night, the USDA updated its notice of Bruce Pack's recall with these products and said additional products could be added. Now, guys, these products were made all the way up until October 8th. That's just what they're telling us as of right now. So be prepared for more products to come out. And guys, just be safe because Listeria can be very dangerous, especially for pregnant people, elderly people, and immune compromised. This is not looking good.
So I said, okay, I've spent quite a few minutes here looking this situation over, and all these people talking about no food on the shelves, and nobody's explaining why. In fact, you ask AI, and they don't know why, right? But then I get the answer because of a listeria, some kind of a contamination. Well, they wouldn't offer that information on their own, but since I found out about it and I asked them, I said, did they recall the chicken over listeria? And they said yes. This is just now. This is right now, October 2025. Yes, several large recalls of chicken products due to Listeria contamination have occurred. Most recently involving nearly 12 million pounds of products in October of 2024 from Bruce Pack, which affected store brands like those at Walmart, Target, Trader Joe's. Another major recall happened in 2021. Okay, but that's 2021. And I just asked, and this is 2025. So they're talking about what happened in October of 2024. And then they start talking about something that happened in 2021 with Tyson Foods recalling over 8.4 million pounds of its ready-to-eat chicken. So the recent recall is October 2024. Now, those are probably what we were seeing, and perhaps this isn't going on as we speak, but it was a year ago. But that's when it started. Probably COVID is when it started, but it's still going on in the year 2025 right up to this point. This is still going on, these different recalls. Well, I had to investigate, but it does make you wonder, 2021, 2020, 2024, and then it goes on to say it's still going on up through 2025, up to the present. You know, it just keeps happening. 12 million pounds of ready-to-eat meat and poultry products, including items with pre-cooked chicken from supplier called Bruce Pack. 2021 recall. Other recalls. Okay, here we go. June 2025. Now that's this year, and that's only several months ago. That's, what is it, October, July, August, September, October. That's 4 months ago. A separate recall occurred for market side and home chef chicken Alfredo meals sold at Kroger and Walmart due to a Listeria outbreak. So this is still going on. But why would Walmart not tell me? Why doesn't somebody tell us if Walmart's rushing their food back in carts and getting rid of it, and they're not allowed to tell us that, oh, you know, some of you may have eaten poisoned food, but we can't tell you. But yeah, we're going to be nice and we're going to throw all this meat away. Or is it just a hoax and there is no outbreaks, just like the thingy, you know? A lot of hoaxes going around. Maybe they're just saying this so they can throw all the meat away. Then the producers of meat, the slaughterhouses, the beef, the chicken, all of that, will lose their money because they gave us poison food. They got to take, they got to take it in the shorts. And they'll go out of business, and then we'll just have some panic, and everybody will be talking about, and they'll make a new law, you can't eat meat. Is that what's going on? Is it a steady 2021, 2024, now 2025? Is it going to keep going? Where they'll get to a place where they'll say, okay, no more meat. We can't do it. There's too many outbreaks. And by the way, got to go get your thingy again, and in order to have access to your own money, because we just had a big solar flare or World War III, or it already just collapsed or something. But we're going to do a new system. And if you want to join, you got to sign this agreement that you're going to keep all the laws of the new one world government, which is the laws of Moses. Means you can't serve Jesus anymore. Sorry, if you want to eat. You got to be a vegetarian now. The government's recommending this. And I find that to be odd. All of a sudden, it's these individuals that originally we thought it was the liberals, right, that didn't want us to eat meat. And they were doing it in the Biden administration. But now this is Trump's administration and it's still happening. So you have to wonder what's really going on, friends. I don't know, but I just thought I'd let you guys know. I'm going to have to go ahead and get this up because it's getting late and I've got to run up on the hill and try to get this loaded. But I don't know if you guys know anything. Let me know. Who knows what could go down tomorrow? Things are just getting crazier and crazier, and I really think that this AI, what is it called? AI3 Atlas. No, it's I3 Atlas, 3I Atlas. Yeah. I mean, they're getting crazy now, right? They're saying, "Oh, it's coming. Yeah, it's coming." And there's a bunch of ships with it, and they're all it's a technological spaceship, right? They're aliens. They're coming to kill us, right? They're going to be here October 29th, right about the time that this new buying and selling system goes into effect. Don't know what's going to happen. Something's going to happen in November. And I've been hearing a lot of whispers. XRP is doing something right now. We're going to the new digital system. And I honestly believe that they're going to try and see if we'll go willingly, quietly on the new system. But if we will not do it and we hesitate and we say no, or there's too many of us to say no, then they might just have some big event like a Project Bluebeam or aliens are coming, or, they've got several of them lined up. Maybe the sun's blowing up and the solar flares are going to get us, or Russia or China is going to, do some kind of sabotage on our infrastructure, or maybe the economy will just collapse on its own, right? But one way or another, we're going to see a new world system. It's probably not going to happen without a lot of rigmarole. And maybe that's why they're doing this whole Israel situation, pretending that they don't like Jews anymore, right? Now we got to go rein this group of people that supposedly you couldn't say anything about them a year ago. You couldn't utter a word against our Lord Masters or whatever, we were the Goyim. We just, kept our mouth shut. But all of a sudden now, it's the thing to do. Candace Owens, by the way, said she was leaving, and then she ended up not coming back when she said she was coming back or something. Like, she disappeared for a while. I don't know if she came back or not, but they said that she deleted a bunch of her videos on this whole Charlie Kirk thing, and there's something going on with that. But the other thing I heard is that NASA is going into some kind of major alert, right? And their preparation for this thing that's coming in, and it's never been done before. They've never had some kind of panic at NASA over an asteroid. But it looks like, I don't believe it's real. I think they're manipulating us to make us believe that aliens are coming. So who knows what that's all about, guys. I'm going to go ahead and go get this loaded. I hope you have a wonderful evening. The Lord loves you all, and His grace and His peace will always be with you. Seek Him while you can, friends. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.